Good evening, Bhante.
Good afternoon, Bhante.
Hello. Am I unmuted? Do you think they hear me now?
Okay. Can you hear us?
We can hear you fine, thank you, Bhante.
Oh, you can hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
Good
Yeah,
evening. Bhante. Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
We're a few minutes late.
We're fine. We'll just go ahead and wait until you can get started.
That's how I look at that, right? Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay. We can begin to relax the body. Letting go of any thoughts, anything that's worrying you or otherwise bothering you. And just let them shed away from yourself. And just relax. And taking a deep breath. And we start at the top of the head. Visualize a string that's pulling the top of your head upright. And the chin will come in a little bit. More of a straight back. Elbow and the shoulders back a little bit, but yet relaxed. And so for this metta practice, beginning at the top of the head, may you feel well, happy, and peaceful. And a little bit lower, locating any tight muscles around the eyes or the jaw, and relaxing them. And relaxing any tension in the neck. And also relaxing the shoulders. And relaxing the upper arms. And relaxing the lower arms and the hands. Relaxing the back. Relaxing the chest with a few more inhalations and exhalations. And also relaxing the abdomen, but yet feel some stability there for good posture while you're sitting, a base for yourself. Relaxing your upper legs, and also relaxing your lower legs. And relaxing your feet, either flat on the floor or in your lap. And practicing metta for yourself with a soft beam of light of metta through your body. And spreading that light to your family members and your relatives. May those people be well, happy, and peaceful. And spreading that light of metta to your friends and neighbors. May all those people be well, happy, and peaceful. And spreading your light of metta to the town or the part of the city you live in. May all those people be well, happy, and peaceful. And spreading your light of metta to the state you live in. May all those people be well, happy, and peaceful. and spreading that light of metta to the continent we live on. May all those people be well, happy, and peaceful. And spreading our light of metta to the hemisphere. May all those people be well, happy, and peaceful. And spreading our light of metta to the whole world. May all those people be well, happy, and peaceful. And spreading our light of metta to the universe. May all those beings be well, happy, and peaceful. So we can begin with a talk I've prepared. And this is from the Anguttara Nikaya, and it's simply called Assisted. And it's categorized as 25:5. It's in the Book of Fives. And it has to do with right view, but that will come more predominantly described in the conclusion. But right view is assisted by virtuous behavior, virtuous behavior, learning, discussion, calm, and insight. Now, these factors are aligned in sequence from the basic to the more advanced. Each one leads to the advantage of the next one. Virtuous behavior is certainly needed for a sound base to progress from if someone is sincerely going to follow the other factors. Much as a pyramid is the foundation for all else. This brings to mind the importance of the precepts. If someone is weak holding the precepts, particularly before a retreat, it is unlikely that their goal will be achieved. Bhante Ji has continued to begin retreats at Bhavana Society, the 8 lifetime precepts. And they are, you'll have to forgive me, I neglected to bring the 8 lifetime precepts. I wanted to be specific with this. I think it's that book right over there. A little more towards me, yeah, enough. In one of the red books. I'm not sure, is that an older book? That's an older one? Oh, you'll have to forgive us. Can you go into, yeah, but you don't have to go that far. Go in my bedroom, right up here. Yeah, this is important for us to feel that sense of a foundation that we can follow through with the precepts, that we won't feel any remorse or regret in the future of something we may have committed in the past. And it's particularly disruptive to our meditation. Certainly in the broader aspect of when we think about it during the course of the day, we're distracted, we feel that disadvantage of not measuring up to who we feel we should be with our thoughts, words, and actions. And by covering the bases, we'll be much more satisfied with the type of life we live. Thank you. So, the 8 lifetime precepts are the training rule to abstain from taking life. Well, that's a pretty obvious one. And the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. And the undertaking of the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. The training rule to abstain from false speech, malicious speech, harsh speech, and useless speech. And also the undertaking the rule to abstain from wrong livelihood and from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 8 lifetime precepts, together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. So we want to follow through with that advantage that we are concerned that anything that we do not only is detrimental to ourselves, but it sets a bad example for others. And the next is learning. Now, We are particularly fortunate that the suttas have been handed down to us by devoted monastics. Together, they committed themselves to memorizing large portions of the Buddha's words, so they would remain in existence. It is estimated that there are 54,000 teachings, both large that have been preserved by the monastics. They were called Bhanakas. And they scribed these teachings on palm leaves and preserved them in the Lu monastery in Sri Lanka, approximately 100 years BC. Now we can humbly approach these works and study them. To make this study more beneficial, we can bring our thoughts together discussing the Dhamma with others. Now, to make a study more beneficial, we're lucky that we have the advantages in today's technology of Zoom and YouTubes that are especially equipped to help us with this. A very important aspect of Buddhism is the Four Noble Truths. Now, this is that aspect of being centrally involved with the teachings of the Dhamma. We can approach the Four Noble Truths in a pattern of 3 steps. They are Pariyata, which is a theory, Patipati, the practice, and Pativeda, the result. First, there is suffering. And this is what we really want to approach and understand. We don't have to expand on that. Suffering is something we know that there is with our life. And to understand that it's there is Pariyata. Now, the second one of the Noble Truths is suffering should be understood. In other words, suffering is to be understood and not to just get rid of it. Accept it wholeheartedly, not to avoid it, but to really look at it. This is Patipati. This is the practical step, or the step of practice, I should say. Here we have the work cut out for us if we want to overcome suffering. The last step of the 3 is suffering has been understood. This is Pativeda. So we can label these theory, Patipati, practice, theory, Pariyati, practice, Patipati, and the result, Pativeda. And in this way, we can eventually overcome all suffering. Yet before that, the next factor is becoming calm. And sometimes that's underestimated, but it's very important, of course. Through our meditation, we will have a calm mind as a definitely result of practice or patience and determination. This is because calm intention, we can choose those thoughts, words, and deeds that will further our ability to gain our goal. The last quality is insight. This is what will be necessary as a quality to actually gain the goal. Vipassana meditation will enable us to see anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering, and anatta, non-self. In this way of overcoming the view of an unchanging entity, we can see that we are a group of aggregates, form, feeling, perception, mental states, and consciousness. Therefore, we see ourselves as always changing, as impermanent. Thus, we can abide with conditions as they arise, not be caught off by suffering. It is a lofty goal, enlightenment. Nonetheless, it is possible. We can seek it one step at a time. So let's bring that to bear, that we can, through meditation and studying the Dhamma, we can let go of that grasp of always wanting things or not wanting things and getting upset. And the other aspect is delusion, just not knowing, not paying attention to what's going on. So I hope these words are helpful and beneficial to you. Does anybody have any questions?
Hi, Bhante. I have a question.
Oh, certainly.
This is unrelated to what you were just speaking about, but I was wondering, in one of the suttas, I can't remember the name, but the Buddha gives recommendations on how to deal with intrusive thoughts, specifically during meditation. But I was wondering if you had any suggestions for dealing with intrusive thoughts throughout regular life outside of meditation. Would they be the same?
Yes, they would be. That beauty of meditation is to bring what happens to us outside, inside. And so particularly those advantages of being in an enclosed place, although certainly meditating out in the woods is good. But to have a quiet environment where you can relax and essentially see things as they are. And when thoughts come up, the obvious ones that we want to pay particular attention to is greed, hatred, and just delusion. And we can fight off greed with understanding that we needn't always jump to things that we want things so quickly about. And that can happen in our thoughts. We're apt to have these rambling thoughts about, well, you need a new something of this, or anything else that comes in mind that you desire. And of course, the opposite is resistance to things. So when you have resistance or desire, particularly an example of resistance is if you have a formula that resistance is R times the aspect of a self as a continuing non-changing entity, R times S, self, equals suffering. So when you can drop that sense of self, and in particularly if you're able to drop all these instances of greed and hatred, then the formula comes out 0 times 0 equals 0. So certainly the benefit of meditation is to regroup, understand that we have much more time to analyze these things that come through our mind. And that's the beauty of meditation, and that's the beauty of the Dhamma, to continue on to diminish greed, hatred, and delusion.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions?
Bhante, I really appreciated you bringing when you were explaining and helpfully defining the second noble truth, the cause of suffering. When you mentioned, understanding, and then do not just avoid it, like just sort of, in other words, like face up to it, follow through. And I think that a lot of us, I mean, especially myself, over time, was figured out through practice that we also shouldn't suppress it. You shouldn't push it down and into the subconscious, which causes trouble. It causes trouble, So thank you.
You want to fully recognize it.
Absolutely.
See, it's through recognition that you can deal with it. What comes to mind is this, these types of letters that benefit us, reminders that if you have GLAR, the G is, I want to say coming to grips with it, but it's greed. Greed, and then
L, lust,
yeah, L, that's
lust or laughter or something.
we greed. I'm just off base for a second here. To look at it. First you have to come to it or have it with you. And then you have to look at it and to admit it and then to recognize it. So all these things are pronounced as to really fully identifying it as it is. It's go. Go to it, look at it, admit it, and recognize it.
Right. Very, very good. I'm gonna use that from now on.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, we can conclude with that last portion. Oh, are you able to? You wouldn't be able to put that on. Yeah, would you? By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain the Bhavana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception, without perception, be released from all suffering and attain the perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.